ST segment elevation or depression is indicative of myocardial ischemia. Now, I do have this U wave here, right? So we said we had three primary components, but sometimes we will have a U wave. Sometimes you do get a U wave, and a U wave is still ventricular repolarization, but it is specifically of the papillary muscles. Specifically of the papillary muscles. And the papillary muscles are the muscles in the ventricles that attach to the leaflets of each respective valve, the atrioventricular valves, and they attach via chorda tendineae, tendinous structures. So the U wave represents papillary muscle repolarization, whereas the T wave is just ventricular repolarization in general. And technically papillary muscle regeneration or repolarization, is still ventricular repolarization, but a specific type. Now, aside from the ST segment, we also have a QT interval. Now, the QT interval is going to exist between the Q and the T, big shocker. And the QT interval, this is how we're going to work this out. We're going to look at what the QRS complex is used for and what the T wave is used for. So the T wave is always used for ventricular repolarization. So this is going to be ventricular repolarization. Now, the QRS complex is used for two things, either atrial repolarization or ventricular depolarization. The ventricles are cute. The ventricles are cute. That's all I'm going to say. The ventricles are cute. Because the ventricles are cute, QT, the QT interval is all about the ventricles, when they start depolarizing and when they start repolarizing. So the QT interval is about the ventricles because the ventricles are cute. Now, we also have a PR interval. Now, it would be logical to imply that the PR interval would be all about the atria, but that is not how it goes. The ventricles are cute, so they get some extra attention. And this PR interval is between the P wave, PR, and the R of the QRS complex. And the PR interval, the way in which we remember what it is party. So instead of spelling party, P-A-R-T-Y, nope, it's P-R-D. It's a party of the depolarizations. Party of the depolarizations. P-R-D. The PR interval is associated with the depolarizations. So we know that the P wave is atrial depolarization, and since this is a party of the depolarizations, it's going to be from atrial depolarization to ventricular depolarization.